Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show. And today we're asking the question, is it the end? Is it time to exit out of positions? Or is this just a smaller dip before we go up higher? What am I doing? What have I done? What am I seeing in the charts? We're going to talk about that and a whole bunch more. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get the channel out to more people and, of course, does help support the channel. And if you're a new watcher of the show, welcome. Smash that subscribe button to get those daily updates. First of all, let's jump across to the Bitcoin here. And there has been a trade that we've been in since June the 23rd. That trade is now over. And let's have a quick look at the charts here. Now, remember what I said to you, the 9 EMA on the daily. You can see this dark pink line. This is where we entered this trade. As soon as price got above the trade, it held. There were a few touches of the 20 EMA on the daily. And then, of course, we lost the 9 EMA. And then we lost the 20 EMA. Now, of course, my circuit breaker, as I'd shared previously on my YouTube show and also in my Discord regularly, the 20 EMA was my circuit breaker. The reason for that is you can see how there were a few times we lost the 9 EMA, but we didn't lose the 20, and that's why I left it, and they're pretty close to each other. Anyway, last night when we closed at 8 p.m., the circuit breaker hit. We closed below the 20 EMA, and I was out of that trade. So that trade is now over. The Bitcoin trade is now over, and you can see how perfectly the Tribal Trades indicator again has struck again with great accuracy. You can see the green arrow down here. I might need to move this out of the way. You can see this green arrow down there. That's a bullish reversal entry on the 23rd of June. And then look what we had up here. We have the bearish reversal signal getting us out again. And this is why I trade the trend. People, the trend is your friend until the end. And then we trade a new trend. This was the same reversal signal that we got back up here and up here. And then, of course, there was reversal signals here, and then get out here, and then get back in again, and then get out over there. They have proven to be extremely accurate there as far as the Bitcoin trade goes. So that trade is over for Bitcoin. Now the question to be asked is, where are we going? The technical target. And look, there were some warning signs, and I did hang on probably a little longer than I should. I was probably a little bit more hopeful. You have the M pattern here. You have the top part of the M. You have the lower M formation here, and the technical target down to the bottom there is about 109, 110,000. Of course, I've been talking to you about the fair value gap. This fair value gap goes all the way down to about $112,000. Now I know that you were asking, I know all of you are asking about the inverse head and shoulders that we have on the weekly time frame. That's still in play. In fact, we could come back and perfectly retest that around that 109, 110,000 level, and then take off and go up to 145,000. However, if we were to lose that level, then that would be invalidated. Where would I be possibly looking to get back into Bitcoin? I'd be looking at around that 109 to 112 area, but really I'm looking for a trend reversal. So I'm looking for that green dot like we saw down here on June the 23rd, like we saw over here previous to that, there to get some kind of a bullish reversal pattern to the upside, particularly on the weekly time frame, although we just had the red dot there, and so last time that hit, there was just a few weeks to the downside. That was a short little move to the downside there. We may see something similar. Technically, could this be a bull flag pattern here on the weekly? Yes, there could be a possible bull flag pattern on the weekly time frame there. Of course, the daily time frame bull flag, that's gone. That didn't play out to the upside, but the weekly one could. We're going to take that one out. That is now over. And like I said before, when I shared just a day or so ago about the Bitcoin chart, that the bull flags, they don't always play out 100%. About 65% they do play out to the upside, and about 35% they play out to the downside, and that's what's happened on the daily. On the weekly, though, there could possibly still be. However, if we we were to go any further lower than this level here at about 114, then that bull flag would be over as well. So that's the Bitcoin charts. Where's my line in the sand? I've had some people ask and say, how do we know that the bull run is over? Well, there are 3 clues, and I shared this back when Bitcoin was at 74 and it held this level, and I shared about how I was buying here and how that turned out to be an extremely accurate decision. That purchase there, riding all the way up, that rode all the way up to around that $111,000 level. Then we came back here to 100, and then riding that all the way up, took some profits up there, and then exited the position just yesterday. So that worked out really, really well, guys. I know there are some people sometimes that you'll come back a week later saying, oh, Bitcoin's up 130, you sold all your Bitcoin. Listen, if that happens, then the trend will have shifted and I would have got back in low. So what we have here is the 50-week moving average is at 90,483 at the moment, but it will keep going up while price is above. If that level is lost and we have a weekly close below that level, and then another candle opens below and then closes that week below, historically that's been the end of the bull run. And that also coincides with the MACD. If you don't have the MACD, you don't have to have it on all the time. Let's just add it for the moment. On the monthly time frame, if the MACD curls over, like we see this blue line curls over this reddy orange line there, we saw over here the last bull run finished around November. You can see what happens there on the 1st of December. Below it goes. That's also historically been the end. We're not seeing that at the moment. They're both pointing up at the moment. For me, there's no cause for concern regards to that. And of course, we're not anywhere close to, we're $27,000 away from this $90,000 level. But the beauty of it is that I'm out. So if we just continue capitulating from down to here and then continue to go down, well, I'm not a bag holder here. And if we turn around somewhere, and I mean, the 50-day moving average is at $111,000. That is a very strong moving average there. And so that, if we do come down to that, that would be a nice little retest off that level there. And of course, we do often see sometimes a deeper correction down to the 200 EMA on the daily has been good opportunities to buy. But of course, this is a great opportunity to buy down here at the 50-week moving average, not if we lose it though. Those are the levels that I like to give you. At the moment, the money can be made shorting the market to the downside. Let's look at total 2, which is the total altcoin market. There is our technical target to the downside from our M formation. This is something that I showed you all the other day, and I said if we lost the 9 EMA, then that was likely going to be the end of the move. And of course, now we're below the 20th. Unless we pop back up, and this would be the same with Bitcoin. Yes, some news could come out. Bitcoin could suddenly pop back to the upside and reclaim here the 20 and the 9 before the 9 crosses below the 20. So I'm prepared to get back in the Bitcoin trades and the altcoin trades. I'm ready with finger on the trigger. Otherwise, I'm shorting the market and I'm making money on the way down. This is also a bit of a Bart Simpson pattern. And what tends to happen there is the Bart Simpson head with Bart Simpson pattern is they tend to retrace the entire move from what they came to, which again brings us down to 109,000. And again, it's not quite a Bart Simpson pattern here, but this bearish M formation brings us all the way back to 1.26 trillion. Alts will get really nuked if that's the case. So again, we would need to reclaim the 20 and get above the 9. Otherwise, the 9 crosses below the 20. And then what will happen is price will start banging into and hitting into the 9 EMA and rejecting on its way down, and it will continue to go down bearish. And this will be the same with Bitcoin as well, which is very close to crossing below the 20, and then the 9 is resistance. You can see once it lost the 9 became resistance. Now it lost the 20, and then if the 9 crosses below the 20, that's going to be extremely bearish. Let's jump over to a couple of other USDT. We can see that we have a rounded bottom. This is extremely bullish, and that's not good for Bitcoin and for altcoins. It's reclaimed the 9, and then if the 9 crosses over the 20, that is super bullish for USDT. That means people are selling out of their altcoins and Bitcoin into USDT. So I think this correction could go deeper unless we get some kind of news or narrative that helps shift it. So I'm not saying you're saying there's a chance. Of course, there's always a chance that somebody tweets something and some news comes out that's extremely bullish and can shift the market here. Otherwise, I think we could be in for some more downside. Bitcoin dominance, the same thing here. We've broken over the 9 EMA on the daily time frame there. And I know we do have this yellow signal. However, we did get it there, and it's not really until we get the red dot that I would be looking. And really on the weekly time frame there, although we don't have that green dot, it could be coming very, very soon. So you can see what happened to Bitcoin dominance. It tagged, and I warned everybody here. I said, unless we broke below the 50-week moving average at around 60, it was at the time around 60.61% there, then the alt run would not continue. And that's exactly what happened. We came down, tested it, bounced off it again, retested it, and off we went. And that's why I got out of my altcoin trades a few days ago, and that was 100% the correct decision there. Let's quickly look at the SPY. I just want to give a quick update on the SPY there. We have opened quite bearish there, down at 626. There is some support there at 618, 619. Now, if we're to lose this level, 618, I would likely exit. We're likely to get the red dot. Now, remember, I gave the signal all the way down here at, it was around $481, and I added to the position a little bit more. I've been in this trade since the 7th of April. I've been extremely patient with this trade. You can see all the beautiful stock trades that I gave back then, all these beautiful entries, and look at all this beautiful green. There has not been one loser amongst all of these trades. All of them have been home run wins. If you'd taken these trades, you would have made a barrel of cash, and you would be 100%, because the tribal trades indicator, particularly on the longer time frames, is an absolute boss of an indicator. It got us in at the bottom, and it looks like it's going to get us out at or near the top. Now, I'm not saying that we're exiting yet. I will be updating in the Discord today if that happens when the market opens, of course, because this signal is based off last night's close. And right now the market is trading in the pre-market, and it is down, and we might get that red dot here, and that would be a signal for me to exit these positions. However, I would likely exit on the loss of the 9 EMA on the weekly at about 618 there. I say likely exit. I will confirm in the Discord today, of course. Now, if you're looking to learn how to make money on the way down, or if you want the Tribal Trades indicator, that is a paid indicator that comes with membership to the Discord. And you can see, I love this. April woke up to wins. What did she do? She made money on the way down. She shorted the market because she has learned to short the market. This is a member of the Discord that didn't even know how to leverage trade crypto. Only learned this about 2 months ago. That's it. 2 months ago, she learned this. She was new to leverage. She did some sessions, and she's making money on the way down. She was making money while she was sleeping. So this is the Discord here. Of course, here's the Tribal Trades indicator. It's a paid indicator. How do you get it? By paying for the Discord. You get that inclusive. We're going to have, I have put it out to the vote for the community. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a special leverage trading, how to short the market, leverage trading session. Do that about once a month. We also have live sessions. We had one yesterday and on Tuesday every week, and also tomorrow we're going to have another live session there. Now, the Discord is actually closed at the moment. However, you can get on the wait list for the Discord. How do you do that? There is a link below in the description of this video. You just need to click the more button. That will pop out the description of this video, and you will then be able to click on the Discord and get on the wait list. We will be opening it up again this year. However, getting on the wait list gives you priority, because if there's ever somebody that does not renew their subscription, I am moving people off the wait list into the main area of the Discord. And this is what I love about the Tribal Trades family is we're able to get out of our altcoin trades. I shared when I got out of my altcoins trades. I shared when I got out of my Bitcoin trades. Now I while the dip is going down, I'm not losing money. I'm not bag holding, but I've also taught the Discord how to make money on the way down so they can be shorting the market and making money there while everybody else may be in loss or maybe just watching on and not making money. So that's the power of the Discord. And of course, we have the live changing gains trading course where you can learn how to level up your trading and accelerate your gains, because the Discord is all about taking people on a journey of wealth transformation. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, until the next episode or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.